To start, I'm going to take off the wheel. If you have a hubcap and the little lug nut caps, go ahead and take those off with a 19mm. If not, just go ahead and take off the lug nuts with a 19mm. Remove the wheel. There are two 14mm bolts they have to remove to get this caliper off the bracket. I'm going to use a wrench because it fits best in here, and with a hammer or a rubber mallet, you can break these free, just like this. On this bottom one, you can use a ratchet if you want. Take both of these off. Pull it off of the bracket and the pads. Set this aside. I'm going to set this aside like that. And now you'll see two 13mm bolts that are holding this bracket onto the knuckle. Let's get those off. Remove your caliper bracket with the pads. We'll get the pads out in a minute. Now you can remove your rotor. I'm actually replacing my wheel bearing with the hub at the same time as the brakes, but if you're not, which obviously you don't have to, you want to clean this up. This is in horrible condition, so you want to clean it up to where it's a nice, flat, smooth, clean surface for the new rotor to mount on. If it looks like this and you put a rotor on, you're probably going to have some pulsations, maybe vibrations down the road, and your brakes will wear out prematurely, and it's not going to feel great. So you definitely want to get a sanding disc or a wire brush of some sort, but at this point a wire brush won't do it. You'll need to sand this down until it's nice and flat. And what I mean by that is this is kind of what you want it to look like when you're done. Nice and smooth. Let's coat the hub in some anti-seize. A thin layer will do. Now take your rotor, and I like to start by putting it on the other way, or backwards, I guess, and use some brake parts cleaner and a rag, and just get off all the oils that are on the braking surface. They come coated from the factory, so it doesn't rust on the shelf, but you need to get those oils off. Now flip it over and install it the right way. Let's get the rotor on and clean this surface as well. With the caliper bracket on our workbench, let's remove the old pads and the anti-rattle clips. Now we have to clean this area here where they mount. You can use a wire brush or scrape it with a pry bar or a screwdriver. For me, it actually has quite a bit of rust, so what I'm going to do is, well, you have options. You can use a little sanding disc, sand it down, or a cutting wheel and just be very, very gentle. This is what I'm going to go for. Again, you want to scrape off the surface rust and the debris, but you don't want to cut into the metal and make this groove bigger than it actually is. Let's apply a thin layer of grease on the areas that we just cleaned. This will prevent moisture from building up in here and therefore rusting this out. And it's important to have it clean because otherwise the pads are going to get compressed in between the two ends if they don't have enough room to slide around. And you don't want a lot of grease on here because otherwise it squeezes out and goes onto the rotor. Then you have grease on your brakes, and that is not good. Take your new anti-rattle clips, line them up and press them all. It's important to make sure they go on all the way. If they have a really hard time getting on, it's probably because you didn't clean it up enough, in which case you should keep going a little more. Perfect. Now you want to take out the slider pins. This one's kind of stuck in here. There we go. Well, the boot came off. That's fine. What I want to do now is clean the old grease off. This one is actually not rusted and rotted, but if yours is, you'll want to either replace it or clean it up as good as you can. If you have rust buildup in this little lip up here, you definitely want to wire brush that off and clean it. That way the boot can make a nice tight seal and no water will make its way in. Since I have the boot, might as well clean this up as well. The way to do that is you stick a rag through it, bring it out the other side, and then expand the boot, twist it and squish it. What that's going to do is it's going to get all the junk and the grease off on the rag and off of the boot. Let's get some brake parts cleaner on this, wipe off this lip over here. Now if you had a lot of rust buildup, you'd want to clean inside that hole with a bore brush. I don't, so I'm not going to worry about it. This boot is the same on both ends. Sometimes they're not, but this one is. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease on this lip here. That way the boot can seal up nice. Put it on, give it a couple twists to work the grease in. Put some extra grease inside the boot. It's going to act as a reserve of grease for the slider pin. And lubricate the slider pin with brake grease. The reason you can't put a lot on the pin is because when you slide it in, it's going to come off on the outside of the boot. So that's why I like to put it in first. Make sure you get some grease up on this lip here. That's where the boot seals up on this end. Slide it in. It should go in nice and smooth. There we go. Much better. Now do the same thing to the other side. And the reason I like to do one at a time is because as you notice, this one doesn't have that little rubber boot on the end of it, and I don't want to mix them up by accident. So again, do the same to this side. All right, if for some reason you have air stuck behind there, squeeze the boot, press the pin in, that'll release all the air. Now this bracket is ready to go back on the vehicle. Let's get this bracket back on, and if you wish to do so, you can put thread locker on these bolts. Definitely don't put grease or anti-seize. That is not what you want on your brake caliper bolts. Start these on, and we'll torque them to 96 foot-pounds. All right, let's put the pads in. The outer pad does not get a wear indicator, and the inner pad gets a wear indicator on the top. I like to put it on the drag side. That way this will make some noise for you to let you know that they're low. And if you put it on the bottom, it'll just jam itself into the rotor or into the pad as the rotor's spinning. So these are in, they slide smoothly. That's what you want, because if it's not smooth, that means they're getting stuck and you'll have braking issues in the future, in which case you need to clean up the bracket a little more. To put this caliper on, we'll have to compress the piston in to make up for the new pads that are thicker, and you need one of these special tools, and this particular side seems to fit perfectly on this caliper. So insert it here. For some reason it doesn't want to stay very well. It's probably because these holes are kind of jammed up with brake dust, so just clean them out a little bit. And what you need to do is push in and turn at the same time. This should go pretty smooth. If it doesn't, the caliper's probably seized up. It is going smoothly for me. That's perfect. I'm pretty sure that's the end of it. So before we install it, I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on this area here. That way it'll help the pads operate quietly and smoothly. And do the same to these two ears right here for the same exact reason. Now take your caliper, slide it over the two pads. If it doesn't fit, it's probably because the piston needs to be retracted a little more, but this one is perfect. Let's get the two mounting bolts. Start those in. Now these get torqued to 26 foot-pounds. I'm gonna have to hold the slider while I tighten up the bolt. Let's get the wheel back on. Start on all 5 of your lug nuts, bottom them out, and torque them to 100 foot-pounds. And then of course, if you have a hubcap, you would put that on after. Mine's missing, but basically has little plastic 19mm caps. You can just screw it onto the lug nuts.